Yo, this is hilarious. Okay, so check this out. What's going on? Okay, the Hill, right? They have a funny history. It was now rising. Okay, now they made it actually smaller here, right? This show was started by Crystal Ball, um, and actually she owned it, right? Saga was a host, but actually it was owned by Crystal Ball. It was her baby. You see that? You actually see like video when Saga gives her a look like, oh my god, you know what I mean? Like he knows she's the boss. Like she lays it down. It is what it is. Yeah, I get it, right? Yeah, she had to come up. Anyways, yeah. So the thing is that right here, we're gonna talk about this one. Watching this video, right, you can see actually they're cloning the whole Jimmy Dore ecosystem, right? Because really they're getting the numbers. And the Hill, right, they could go straight corporate, but they're trying to break in. They see that there's a new lane opening up here, and they want to have influence. They can't do it legit, so now they're cloning this. It's just hilarious, yeah? They know about, like, people on the grassroots is contacting them. They're not reporting on that. They part of the game, but even within the fakes there's, like, another level of fakes and skeezes, and this is definitely one of them. Now, they brought up right now, I don't want to actually, this lady right here, I was like, who are these people? Who are these new faces, right? Because they keep bringing out new people. So I looked up Amber Duke, I looked up Jessica Burbank. And Amber Duke, you really, who is Amber Duke? Is this the same Amber Duke? It might even be a different one. Okay. Seems vaguely political, maybe. Okay. Okay, so could this be, right, yeah, the lady in the actual video? There's another one, okay? Let's see.
Woman Tulsi Gabbard lobbed a proverbial grenade on her ex-colleagues on Capitol Hill, Vice President Kamala Harris, and others for their response to the Israel-Hamas war, some of them siding with Palestinians. Here's the people that are calling for...
Yeah, this is the Amber Duke, this is the Jessica Burbank. Okay, so Amber Athey. Okay, that's not... Okay, let's take a look at Amber Athey. Okay. Their Instagram, sure. I mean, the most political of places, right? Yeah, not really. Okay, there's... Okay, interesting. Let's see what she's about. Maybe she has a website or something. Okay, so she's an editor somewhere. Okay. At The Spectator, host of Unfit to Print. Okay. And she wrote a book, I guess. Alright, but where is the... And there's a real lane for, pretty girls that write books and stuff. There's another one named Ricky Schlott or something. There's another one named Jessica Turpak, right? Yeah. I swear it's like, it's a thing, yeah? Anyways, so, it's just another, interesting, okay. Let's give a follow, see what she's about. Doesn't seem like she's really, is she really an activist? Seems like she's living the good life. Seems like she's living a middle class. She's at the Leadership Summit. Okay, she's Turning Point USA. Is that TP USA? Is a Turning Point? Okay, so that's gonna be more of a conservative background. Okay, and there's money. Okay, conservative PAC. Okay, CPAC is conservative. Conservative Union. So okay. So that just helps us to know a little bit more. I did not know. Now I know. Okay. Now we're going to see Jessica Burbank over here. And she actually was... so before now I found her. So this one is actually... she has some kind of like background from these top schools. And then she's like did some work for apparently... why the body measurement? Whatever, right? Yeah. But there over here is something about her working for Bernie Sanders or something. Yeah, field organizer, okay. Regional field director, so she got promoted, that's cool. All right. So whatever, yeah, so that's who these people are, okay. And then you're going to see that the people they quote in the tweets over here are going to be people with their own following, right? Because they... there's more legitimate people than the people they're going to talk about, but they're trying to actually get their audience. So I understand the game, right? Yeah. They tried to jack Kim Iverson's audience. They're very corporate, right? That they basically took...
Former Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard lobbed a proverbial grenade on her ex-colleagues on Capitol Hill. Vice President Kamala...
Damn, they still got 1.7 million subscribers. They still got 55K views. I mean, that's not nothing, right? I wonder how the Breaking Points is doing. Anyways, let's stay focused on just, I do want to see, though. Look, I know we're going to go off on a lot of tangents here. That's because I just have a lot of information, but I think they're probably going to be doing better, right? 115 hours, 109. Okay, so yeah, they're definitely whopped the shit out of... But let's take a look at this again, right, okay? We'll see that they're actually cloning, right, because they're weak, right? The corporate wants to maximize return off of basically exploit these... the people that participate with them to the maximum available possible. So they take these people with less names who are willing to do more, extreme things, not necessarily ethical things, and they're willing to overlook those things for their own opportunity, and I get that. So
Harris and others for their response to the Israel-Hamas war, some of them siding with Palestinians. Here she is Tuesday night with Fox News' Laura Ingraham. Let's watch.
I don't know if Kamala knows what she's up to, but the reality here is when you look at things like what Representative Cori Bush is...
It's going to be very interesting to see what... now, she's really the conservative line. The conservative line is actually more working with Israel. I'll be straight up with you, yeah? And we would expect her from her CPAC. Let's see what she has to say, right, yeah? She should technically be for Israel. We'll see, though. About to find out.
The world...
Tulsi asserted their positions are contrary to the values and foundational principles of the United States, but her attacks may be backfiring, angering her cheerleaders. Journalist Danny Haifong posted on X, quote, "At times beginning in 2015 to 16, I defended Tulsi Gabbard for taking, albeit selectively, an anti-interventionist stand on Syria and other wars. I was wrong. Gabbard is a monstrous opportunist and hypocrite. History won't remember her fondly."
Okay, interesting
also
that they chose
X,
Danny Haifong, because Danny Haifong, okay, is part of Tulsi Gabbard's crew. I mean, not really, really Jimmy Dore crew, really, right, yeah? They're all together, though. Later on, she's going to mention Lee Camp. Oh, my God. They're the same, right? Yeah, Lee Camp and Danny Haifong appeared together. I could even just, right now, yeah. They rock together. Oh, Lee Jing Ying? Yeah, no, they got another... They're trying to legitimate themselves in the Asian American sphere. But they are actually discarding, right, me. They're trying to find a Korean replacement really bad right now. They'll also see Danny Haifong bring on Nota Tool, yeah, with the West Coast connection. But they changed. I think, what's her name? Can't find it anymore. We'll see. There is some. We're going to see, yeah. Maybe they don't want to get involved. They were doing stuff before. It's very strange. Yeah, why don't you ask Nodito? Why don't you ask Danny Haifong about
this
me?
This is quite a frequent occurrence.
Janice Jin. She is there, yeah. Anyways, I'm blackballed from this group right now. That's why I have to go and check. That's why I'm watching what's going on. So anyways, you can see that Lee Camp and Danny Haifong definitely doing things together. And I wouldn't be surprised if Danny Haifong was also on RT News. Scott Ritter, this guy, Aaron Mate, they're all part of the same group. Yeah, Scott Ritter and Danny Haifong, right? Yeah, they all cross over. Lee Camp, yeah. I just haven't seen them together yet. Oh, finally, yeah, yeah. Okay, they definitely together. On Revolutionary Blackout, that's another part of that whole the Jimmy Dore media thing right there. Tulsi Gabbard's part of that group as well. So the thing is that and CPAC, right? There is a tie there. So interesting to see on that woman's take on that. But really, the Hill is really cloning. They're cloning the same people, right? There's other people they have within their sphere that they used to have, like Ryan Grimm, who's actually branched off and done some things with the Vanguard, stuff like that, right? And Vanguard is also has relationship with Ron Placone. They're taking on this world somewhat, but they're still in it, right? Yeah, the breaking points. They're still Kyle Kalinske, right? They're another sector within this aristocracy that's at war with another part of the aristocracy.
Who are accusing Israel of committing a genocide. It is the height of hypocrisy because they're apologists and supporters of these Islamist Hamas terrorists who are calling for a genocide, the extermination of all Jews, not just in Israel, but around the world. And we're seeing this being carried out by these violent mobs and threats and other things that are happening against Jewish people literally around the world.
Tulsi asserted their positions are contrary to the values and foundational principles of the United States, but her attacks may be backfiring, angering her cheerleaders. Journalist Danny Haifong posted on X, quote, at times beginning in 2015 to 16, opportunistically pathetic, hashtag Free Palestine.
Tulsi, now an independent, told Sean Hannity the Democratic elites and their stance on the current war in the Middle East is an example of what drove her from the Democratic Party.
Don't care about this safety, security, swear. They're focusing them on
not people who are supporting Hamas by saying that. You're not being anti-Semitic. You're not saying you love Hamas and what they stand for and what they've done. If you just say you don't want more Palestinians to die and to frame.
And I actually have to agree with her take right there. That's quite similar to my own. I wonder what this other lady has to say, though.
Especially on the right, this is a growing sentiment over the years where we have of the popular,
which is why I'm so firm in my belief that she is doing this for attention and saying extreme.
The Hill had this thing where there was like a left wing and a right wing person, right? They even have it here. Let's see if she says anything though.
Things because she's making money off of it because it gives her attention. I'm sick of it from Tulsi Gabbard, to be honest.
Yeah, I obviously can't speak to her motives, but I do find that her stance is a bit hypocritical. I mean, we've talked about this before in terms of the populist right and left generally having a good amount of overlap on anti-interventionist stances. Mm-hmm. And especially on the right, this is a growing sentiment over the years where we have bucked the idea of being involved in both Syria and Afghanistan. I think most of the anti-interventionist right, when they criticized Biden's withdrawal from Afghanistan, some of them kind of lost the thread a little bit and meant that we shouldn't have left at all. Mm. And really, the take that I always had was he was right to leave. He did it in the wrong way. Mm. And now we see Tulsi Gabbard and other individuals who are ostensibly part of the right at this point. I mean, I guess she considers herself an independent or a centrist, or a former leftist, I guess you could say. But they have completely flipped the script on Israel. Mm-hmm. They have problems with funding of Ukraine. They have problems with intervention in Syria and Afghanistan. And yet, when it comes to Israel, all of that goes out of the window for whatever reason. And there was a tweet from Vivek Ramaswamy that I thought was really important to understanding the anti-interventionist stance on this.
How honest are their positions, though? You know, the hosts may be honest. How much power do they have? How much are they really? They're saying what you like to hear, and they're presenting it with faces that look the way you want them to look, and they'll monopolize the money to a corporate entity, and you know, I guess they get a part in this, and other people don't. You know, actual war victims. It's very odd, right? Yeah. Like, why are we listening to celebrities and pundits, right? Yeah, talk about communities that they're not a part of. And, you know, it's great that they're cheerleading for those communities, but those communities are, for some reason, right, silenced and pushed to the side. And there's certain realities about those communities that are uncomfortable. And, you know, this way they don't have to deal with those realities or talk about them or really make adjustments from their own perspectives and positions, right? Everything can stay nice in the way that we want it. Okay. Interesting.
which he says it's sheer lunacy that we gave more than $600 million in aid last year to Lebanon, which is basically controlled by Hezbollah, while expanding aid to Israel to fight its adversaries like Hezbollah.
There's an aristocracy of media, political leaders. Okay. You can hear this guy talk now, I guess.
You're just, I think, as you said, ensuring that there's going to be more war, ensuring that people are going to be at each other's throats, because you are quite literally paying the armies on both sides to exist. I mean, it's pretty mind-blowing. And like, my whole stance on this thing is the Israel-Palestine conflict is not my issue.
Okay, it seems like there actually has some type of unity here. Okay, interesting. Okay, well. All right. Still keeping it within the same players, though, right? Yeah. They're working in the ecosystem. They're trying to access and tap that ecosystem. I could see that. Maybe I'm doing a similar thing. Yeah, I can now. Am I blameless in this? Let me think about that one. I'm not copying them. Yeah, I'm really about this life. Yeah, and I'm actually dissatisfied with them because they're actually. I'm not the only insurgent that are actually is being. Brian Winters, Diocino, a lot of. Solid plans are really out there being worked on, and this is sucking up all the money and the resource and the attention. I get it, but that's really an indictment of society. Yeah, they love fake shit. They love surface level shit. And I'm not saying it's not their fault. Yeah, they're playing the role as they are, as they're designed. This is the true, the true lessons of power. Powerful people's their concerns matter, their voices matter. Good. All right, so the Hill is really they've really actually they've turned into a clone. And they're copying what works. That's the corporate way.